go to BrainPop, and BrainPop is www.brainpop.com. On the PC, you can go to the drop down to under Favorites, look for the RCSD Educational Software, and you'll see the BrainPop favorite there. Everyone, again, has access to BrainPop. Attached will be all the codes and some information about BrainPop to get you started, but it's really easy to use.
We're going to log in as a student from 33 School.
There is one logon per school, so it's the same. Now, when you're in BrainPop, you just choose your subject area. What should we choose today, Jackie?
I think we should create that Diwali one that
perfect.
we made an example of. So we're going to go to Social Studies.
And then, again, if you were doing this with your class, you would find your video watch. So let's see, how about Culture? Is that where that one is?
And
okay, Diwali. Now, here are all our choices on Diwali.
we can click to play our video, which you'll probably do with your class, but what we want is to create the clicker assessment from the quiz. So we're going to click on Quiz.
Nice. So, here we are. Let's bring up click on the graded quiz, and we have our first question. Now, what we have to do is just toggle back. Let's open the notebook for a second and open the screen capture tool, the camera. Click on that, and the nice feature about this capture tool, it goes with you. It stays on top of anything that you're doing.
Before we leave Notebook, we want to make sure that we have this box, Capture to a New Page, unchecked. And on the PC, you'll actually see that right here, located for you. Make sure you uncheck that box.
Very important. It will save you a lot of headache.
Okay. Now, before we leave this page, we want to make sure we're on the page that we want to capture our question to. So I'm going to make sure that we're on page 1. And now we can go back up to BrainPop and capture question 1.
The camera to the far left is the one you want to do, the area capture. We are on question 1, so you can go ahead and click on that area capture. You're going to see the crosshairs, and then you're just going to click and drag. This takes a little getting used to. Drag, and then when you create the box, let go, and it will take a picture and put it into Notebook.
Once the capture bar comes back up, you should know that your picture has been taken and it's in your Smart Notebook file, and now we can put this question right over the top of the Smart Response template.
So we're just covering up the 1 and all the choices. This is question 1, so it works out great.
So now we'll go to page 2 and we'll go back up to BrainPop and do the same thing. In order to get to question 2 in BrainPop, you have to guess. So don't judge us, we're just going to guess on some of these questions just to get to the next question. So again, hover over, click, and drag over the area we want to capture. And then let go.
On the PC, it may not look like you don't get that gray square rectangle, but it is working. Drag and then let go. Okay, so this, again, we have question 2 and we just put it right over. You can move it around. You can click on this image and make it bigger or smaller with that white handle. It looks like a good size, though. You really don't have to do much.
And we can also lock it in place so that it can't move. If you really want to be safe, make sure that it stays where it is. So now we're going to go ahead and navigate to page 3. And go back up to BrainPop. Again, we're just guessing, so no judgment.
Okay, we have question 3. So you are going to continue doing this for the 10 questions. You like that lock in place.
I do. That way, just in case we're interacting with the board, we don't move that question out of the way.
Just so you know, if you do lock it in place, we'll show you how to unlock it if you need to move it.
Good point. So hopefully you guys are capturing away right now just like we are. Just in case you forget to move to a new page before you go into Notebook and it goes on the wrong page, you can always cut and paste it on the question page you need it to be on. I won't lock this one, I'll just leave it.
All right. Now, Jackie, what's the best way to get the answers in BrainPop?
Well, once we go through the whole test, we have to go through and review our responses and take notes on the answers to the questions. You guys want to make sure that you capture all 10 of the questions just like we were going through. So the easiest way to do this is to just choose View Your Results and click OK. We only got 3 right. So we want to choose Review Our Answers. Once that opens up, I actually usually pull up a Word document, or if you have a piece of paper handy, that works fine too, and just keep track of what the answers were, because we have to choose what the correct answers are in a Smart Notebook for the response to be able to grade the students on their BrainPop quiz.
And this is nice to show because this video you may do the same thing while you're creating your quiz. You have Notebook open, you could have this video open in a separate window.
I'm going to resize my page just so I don't have to keep going down and back and forth so that they're next to each other. Otherwise it'll drive you guys crazy. Oops. Now maybe you kept track while you were going through the questions and taking the screen captures and just wrote them down as you were going if you knew what the answers were. That's fine too. Just make sure that you know what the correct answer is for each question. Otherwise, you know, I've been there, done that, where I'm standing up on the board and I didn't put the right answer in, and your kids have a disagreement with you.
They want to be right when they're using the clicker.
For sure. Almost done here, just 2 more.
What's nice is this will be an assessment since we have a title page, so you will have the results stored in your teacher tools on how the students did.
Yeah, that is great. Alright, so now that we have that, we're going to go back to our Smart Notebook file, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to resize this just a little bit so I can see my Word document as soon as I open it back up here. Now, one of the great features of Smart Response is that we can change all of the answers at one time. We could go to each page and click on the Response tab and then choose Answer Key and select it this way. But that gets kind of tedious under the Properties tab. It gets kind of tedious. Instead, I like to think of this tab at the top in the menu here, Response, as the bonus tab. When I click on that, I get an option right here about quarter of the way down to set all answers at one time. So if I click on that, it's going to pull up a window with all 10 questions.
Oh, that is a time saver. Very nice.
And now we can just scroll through with our Word document here and choose all the correct answers at one time. So just keep scrolling and choosing my correct answers. I hope I'm not making any errors here. Larissa, are you keeping an eye on me?
6 is A.
This is 6.
Yep.
Good.
7C. 8D.
Now, once we've done this, we are ready to save our file and use it in our classroom. Now, if I scroll through my questions, if I go to the next question, you'll see the answer key is already set for me. And if I keep going here, you'll see each page has the answer key set. So we are ready to use this in our class. And that's the last question that we captured.
If you click again on the Pages tab, the top one, you can see you have the title page, and this is a Smart Response title page. So if you click now on the Smart Response tab, I can get a lot of information about this assessment. There's 10 multiple choice, and the answers will be shown after you stop collecting. So when you hit Stop Assessment, then it will show the answers on the clickers.
And you can change that if you'd like, but if you're using this as a graded quiz, I definitely would choose either after you stop or after all the questions are answered, just so that your kids aren't trying to tell each other what the answers are in the classroom. So we're going to keep that one set like that. Now, what do you think about this title page, Larissa?
I knew you were going to go there. I think it's a little ugly. I think it needs something.
A little boring, right? I like to cover this area up. Each one of these boxes are locked, and they get very tedious to unlock and move. So it might be nice to just go and maybe get a fun picture of Diwali to go here along with our BrainPop assessment. So I went to Google Images, which is my favorite place to go on the web. And I chose images, and then I searched for images of Diwali. Some pretty images here. Do you have a favorite?
Ooh, I like Ganesh right there, but how about just a simple one?
Let's do this one. When I click on that, if I choose on the right-hand side, usually if I choose on the right-hand side, see full-size image, this one went right to the image here. But we can click and drag this image right into our Smart Notebook file, which is right here. Or we can copy and paste it, of course.
Really important to click on that full-size image. Then you'll get a nice big image. It'll be nice and clear, not so pixelated.
We can put that right over the top of those ugly things. Now we also want to change this. We don't want this to just be named BrainPop. We want to be specific. And now, since we have our response tab still open here, I can change this so that it's not just BrainPop, but it's our BrainPop for Diwali, which we just studied in class. You can also change the subject and topic if you wanted. Subject is good because Smart Response will continue to categorize these things. The more specific you are, the better. So I'm going to at least put this in for social studies. That way it doesn't get grouped in with all my math quizzes. And once that's in there, when I leave this page and I come back, we'll change this title as well.
Again, that is just a text box, so you can go ahead and double click on the text box and add to it.
You can also change your font if you really wanted to. I don't like how that looks. Of course. Too picky, I guess, as Larissa would say.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead then and save this. And
we're going to choose Save As.
And make sure you specify now it's BrainPop Diwali. I think we need to go to India for the celebration.
Sounds good to me.
Looks beautiful.
And click Save. We're going to put it in the same place.
And we are good to go. We'd love to hear your feedback on how it goes.
Absolutely. So now, you guys, we have a task for you, is for you to upload your document for us. Make sure you include the following: the response title page and all 10 questions with your screen captures from BrainPop.
Have fun. I hope it works out.
Enjoy. Let us know if you have questions.
Thanks.